Hey, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my first impressions review of The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 13, which is titled Chokepoint. So, this episode is definitely my favorite episode since Episode 5 of this season. So, ever since Episode 5. So, basically, any episode after the big time jump, this has got to be my favorite out of all those episodes. And there's been some pretty damn good ones between that time. Like, Episode 8 was fantastic. I'd say last week's episode was pretty damn good. Even episode 11 was really good. But this episode just takes the cake, man. This one was such a fantastic episode from start to finish. I loved all the way through it. Now, yes, I have some cons here and there. I have some negatives, which, like I said, a lot of times negatives and positives, they get changed around after I rewatch the episode because this is a first impressions review. My opinion on the episode usually always changes after watching it a couple times afterwards for a variety of reasons. This one's definitely going to change, I think, because the problems I have with the episode are those type of problems where it's like, oh, if I watch it again, I'll be fine. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. First of all, what was the main points of the episode? What was going on? So, of course, you had the people at the kingdom, and they're dealing with the fair and the highwaymen, which the highwaymen... Look, I have no idea what the hell the group is going to be used for or what importance they have in the future of the Walking Dead story. But for now, the only importance yes, it felt like filler. I'm going to be honest, it did. It didn't feel like it needed to be there. But at the same time, you have to wait and let it play out because it might come to in some sort of importance later on. Like, a lot of groups just don't seem important once they're first introduced, but then they become important, just like the trash people were, kind of similar to that. So I think it's going to be kind of the same deal. They're not going to really be important until a later season, and then we're going to be like, all right, so we obviously need an introduction at some point, and it was nice to get the introduction there. And I like how they're a savage group. You can tell they're like, they'll kill you, but they're also kind of chill at the same time. I thought that was kind of funny. I thought that scene was hilarious when Carol was like, when's the last time you guys seen a movie? And they're just like, and that gets them on the roll to want to actually help them out. Like, to see a movie, which makes their supply run they did in episode 11 kind of worth it, which I really like that a lot. Then we have, of course, the stuff on the road with the hilltop, which was more exciting than I thought it would be with the whole walkers that came towards them when they're on the road. I did like how they got some of those teenagers and some of those, background characters that we don't really see much often to kill some walkers, giving them something to do. And then even really close call with Earl. I almost thought Earl got bit there. Earl and Tammy, and then Tammy was just taking out walkers like it was nothing. I thought it was dope. I thought that was a really cool sequence. Really well shot, really well choreographed and all that. Then, of course, we have the stuff at the big building, the Daryl versus Beta, the whole Lydia, Henry, and Connie, and all them fighting against the Whispers. Okay, I'll give you my 2 cents on it. First of all, loved it. Loved every second of it. 100%. I love how Lydia and Henry's relationship is growing, obviously, to the next level, obviously, you can tell. People are saying they're going a little too fast. I'm saying no, it makes sense. They're teenagers, that's how teenagers do things. I completely understood it, and it made sense in context. They care about each other. Henry, obviously, he sees where she's coming from, and he's a caring person. He's was brought up to see the good in people, so it makes sense. And so I'm fine with it. I think it works perfectly, and I'm really, really glad they're going that route. And then when the Whisperers attacked, I really like that scene when Henry was fighting two of those Whisperers and he took them out. And then Connie used her little slingshot and murked one in the face. And then that was so badass when Dog came out of nowhere and just jumped on that one Whisper. I loved that so much. And then of course Henry getting stabbed and Lydia coming and helping out. I like all that. I think that was really well done. The only complaint I have about this whole thing, which it might just be my TV, I don't know, but it was really hard to see what was going on in some of those sequences because it was so dark. Now, I think The Walking Dead just needs to do a better job with their filtering. They need to make things a little brighter. I mean, yeah, I can turn up the brightness on my television, but is that really necessary? You know what I mean? I feel like it shouldn't be necessary to turn up the brightness on my television. yeah, but it wasn't that bad. I'm just saying it was a little dark for my liking. I think it should have been a little bit brighter, maybe have some sunlight coming in through the windows so you can see better. Or if they were trying to go for a darker feel, at least brighten it up a little bit with editing and contrast and stuff. That's all. That's my only complaint with that. And then we had Daryl versus Beta, which, first of all, Daryl versus those 3 other walkers before was so awesome. I loved how Daryl was just aiming his crossbow at the door, and then Beta just comes slashing through when he's holding a door. So when Daryl shoots with the arrow, it just kind of hits against the wall. That was awesome. I loved that. And then when there was the Whisperer against the curtain, and Daryl took the axe and just went right to. Oh, that was so awesome. I loved that. And then he went behind the one Whisperer, slit his throat. Daryl is just becoming my favorite more and more and more. But now he's my favorite character on the show that's on it right now. Of all time, it's still Rick. Daryl would still be number 2, of course. But Daryl's just moving up the list higher and higher against any other characters in any other movies and shows. He's becoming one of those really awesome ones. And I'm really glad Norman Reedus is glad to stick around for the show for as long as it goes on, which I'm very happy about that. And then we get the fight, of course, the most anticipated part of this entire episode. And it was great. It was amazing, honestly. But there's that one part of me that's disappointed. Now, I'll tell you why I'm disappointed and why a little bit of me is disappointed. Because my expectations were too high. That's the problem. Now, look, like I said, it was a great fight. Amazing. But my expectations were way higher than they probably should have been, and that's the issue. And I think the reason why they were so high is because of all the hype up and the build up between people like Ryan Hurst was saying, oh, it was such a long fight, it was huge. And yeah, it was long, but it wasn't as long as he was describing. It was maybe 2 to 3 minutes long. The way he was describing it made it sound like it was going to go on for 6 minutes or something. So, it was still really great. I just think it was kind of overhyped to a degree, even though I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I wish it maybe went on for a minute longer. And not that the choreography was bad in the fight sequence or anything. There was just a few points here and there where they were kind of getting close-up shots, and I really don't like it when they do close-up shots for fight sequences because you just can't see what's happening. It's just a bunch of people tumbling around. You have to do more of those back, further back shots so you can see exactly what's going on. Don't keep moving the camera around, kind of make it so you can kind of see what badass stuff is happening, basically. That's kind of the whole purpose of camera work and stuff like that. It was still really well done otherwise, though. I think after rewatching it, I'll probably like it a lot more. But I think it was really great nonetheless. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that first impressions review. Tomorrow I will be giving you guys my reaction video. I did record it. I did have some pretty good reactions, actually, surprisingly, because episode 12, I didn't really have that many reactions. But this one, I got a decent amount, so going to upload that tomorrow, probably later tomorrow night or something like that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.